Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 4 of the No Fire podcast. We got some interesting and hot takes and topics to talk about today. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. So I wanted to start off, the other night you showed me a TikTok of this guy talking about how millennials have imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And he basically, to summarize the entire TikTok, he says he's 33, but he doesn't feel like he's 33 because when he was growing up, the way that he looked at adults and the way that he perceived them, they felt more adult-like almost.
Yeah.
Because of maybe the careers or the way that they acted, or, they had a house and a family, whatever the case was. He doesn't feel like he's 33, but he knows he's 33. And that's why he feels like he has imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Or do you feel any of that?
I feel all of that. Every ounce of that I felt. Mainly because I think it's also different. For me, it's different because my parents were young when they had me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my mom was 19 when she got pregnant with me. So when I think back to my mom at 31 and me at 31, like, my mom had me, my sister, my stepbrothers came down every summer, like my stepdad's kids, who he has multiple kids as well. Like, she was doing all that at 31.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can barely keep my head above water at 31. So yeah, like, I know I'm 31. And for my birthday, when they put the candles on the cake, or when they came out with the cake and it had the 31 lit up, it was like such a surreal moment. Like, 30 still felt fun. 30 was exciting. It was your dirty 30. Like,
yeah.
I saw 31 on the birthday cake this year and it just hit different.
Yeah.
It's like I am in a whole new, like, generation of my life.
Did
Right?
it feel like a little bit of like a reality check, or it just...
I mean, like, I don't feel like I, like, necessarily needed a reality check in the sense of, like, I'm a pretty good adult.
No, yeah. I'd say, like, in your mental state, did it kind of be like, oh, like, I'm getting older now? Is that what it felt like?
Yeah. Everybody has that, like, maybe it's a female thing, actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, but like that idea of, like, where you want to be and what you want to do at, like, this certain time of your life.
I think that's an everybody thing.
Okay.
We all have goals, and like, we all have an idea of where we want to be in life by a certain age, and we have expectations. And more so, like, with females, it might be like marriage and kids type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think we all have that in one way or another.
Nice and sad at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I had, like, certain things set in mind by 25, by 27, by 30. And like I said, when I was celebrating my 30th, it was like, oh, dirty 30, we're having fun. We went on a little trip. Like,
Yeah.
it's still fun. And, like, we still had fun for 31, but, I'm not drinking right now
Right.
by choice. Just makes me feel terrible.
Just to be healthy.
Yeah. Makes me feel terrible. I lose a couple of days. It's not just one day for me. So it's just not worth it. And I have other goals that it just sets me behind on. So I've just kind of cut it out.
Yeah.
Which it was just like, in this moment, like, when I'm looking at the 31 on the cake, I'm thinking about all these things. And I'm like, how did I get here? How is it? And mind you, I'm also celebrating 31 with my friends that I brought in 19, 20, 21, and then on with. Like,
right.
These are my friends for the last 10 plus years. And, they're here with me entering this whole, they're all in a new generation as well. Like, we're still all trying to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah. They're aging with you.
We're aging together and still trying to figure it out. I don't know.
It's funny with the alcohol thing. I feel younger when I don't drink alcohol, especially like when going out. But it's funny because when you drink alcohol, it's really an irresponsible choice, and it's probably a younger person type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's okay to drink when you're younger, but as you get older, the the more mature you get, you should realize that it's just...
I mean, drinking is fine. Just don't drink every single day.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, if you drink every day, I guess more power to you.
Well, I don't condone that, but...
I mean, yeah, I don't drink now, so it's still weird. It's still weird to say, like, and then everybody is, like, so strange about it, like, in the sense of, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know. And it's like...
You don't have to apologize.
Yeah,
this is by choice.
Yeah.
It's not because I had an issue with it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, you know, some people cut it out of their lives because they do have an issue with it. I think more so for me, it was like what I did when I got bored or when I wanted to socialize. It like got me out of my shell a lot. Like,
yeah,
I depended on it more for social situations, I think. Now I don't need that. I mean,
yeah,
talk about anything and everything whenever. Don't care.
Well, that's good. It's a
Yeah.
step in the right direction.
I mean, also a part of me getting older, I just feel like I've matured in certain, like, I just matured in certain areas of my life that I guess
That you don't really need it.
Yeah. And it just it did more harm than good to me. Like I said, I don't just get hungover for a day. I feel like shit for at least 2 days after I drink.
Yeah, it's got longer lasting effects the older that you get.
Yeah. And I think I also have like a wheat intolerance and, you know, all these other allergies that I have that I'm sure make it worse when I drink.
That's specifically like different types of alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just not willing to like weed through and find what's not going to make me feel terrible. Like, I tried for a while because I still wanted to be social.
Yeah.
But I almost like now want to have something to drink in a social atmosphere more so to like make other people feel more comfortable.
Well, they sell, not only do they have non-alcoholic stuff,
Yeah,
in
but
more of a variety now, but not specifically that. They also have like kava and kratom in a can.
yeah, I don't know that we tried whatever we tried long time ago at that place that we went to.
You didn't like the way that it made you feel, or didn't like the way that it tastes?
Like dirt.
Yeah, I would try it again. It's like seltzer in a can. I bet you it tastes better than what we had. We had kratom.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that I'm a fan of the taste of it. I had to put a bunch of like sugary syrups in it for it to taste remotely decent. But with time, everything gets better. So I'm sure that those are better now. And it's, you know, it's seltzer in a can. It'd be something different to try. See
Yeah.
if you like it.
I found that company that makes, there's 2 different companies. I can't remember.
Oh, the little tinctures.
Yeah, there's that one. And then there's also one called Zero Proof or something like that. And Zero Proof makes like actual like liquor bottles, like tequila, whiskey, vodka styled, non-alcoholic.
Is it expensive though? Is it more expensive
Not-
than buying regular alcohol?
It is comparable to regular alcohol.
Well, that's cool then to have that option, especially for people who may have an issue having something that's zero proof but still tastes the same.
Because some people do like the taste of alcohol.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm one of them, but
Same. I do like the taste of wine though, and the other company that I found,
is wine tinctures.
yeah, they're wine tinctures, and that I really want to try. That one's a little bit more expensive. The like bottle of it is like $40 for the little.
But that's the price of
a nice bottle of wine. I know, that's what you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah,
when
I mean,
told
it's
you.
that it's cheap enough to try and not
Yeah.
feel like it's a total waste. If it was a couple $100s, it'd be like, well,
Yeah.
can I sample some first? But for that price, I feel
Not
like it's
bad.
worth a shot.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Giving free promo to all these companies. Where the
We
sponsors
don't even know
at?
the name of the second one.
I know. So I do want to jump over into relationship corner. I have something fun planned for us today. We can call this relationship corner red flag, green flag, beige flag. So I'm going to prompt you with some things that I've written down here. And I'll preface them and kind of give you a little bit of a situation so that you can better understand the scenario that I'm putting you in. And you're going to choose red flag, green flag, or beige flag. Do you need confirmation on what of those stand for?
Beige being like, meh.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Just kind of
Got
doesn't
it.
really matter.
Go.
Okay. So, first one here. Their dating profile doesn't match who they are. To preface this, so it's not like it's a completely different person. They say they're 6 foot, but they're actually 5'10".
Okay.
Red flag, green flag, or beige flag.
Beige flag. Like, okay, oh well.
But they lied. Is that a big deal?
They lied about their height. Is it a guy?
It doesn't matter.
It does.
Okay, we'll say it's a guy for this scenario.
Well, okay, they lie about their height.
I don't lie about my height.
No, you don't lie about your height, but a lot of people lie about their height.
But
a lot of men.
Is that showing insecurity? Is that something that you should be wary of going into the relationship? Like, imagine you're going on a first date.
How are you going to be able to tell that person's not 6 foot?
Maybe the girl's 6 foot. Or the guy, whatever the dating scenario is.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. 2 inches. If they were like 5'4" and they said that they were 6 foot, that'd be something of more of a concern. I think that kind of just shows more of their own like insecurity with their own height.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, yeah,
It shows a little bit of insecurity, but still beige flag for you.
Beige flag, yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's jump to the next one. Everything that they own is password protective.
I want to say red flag.
Okay.
All things are password protected. Is that necessary?
I don't know.
I mean,
Is
like
it
to the
necessary?
extent of like what? Like your phone and your computer, your iPad.
Phone,
those are
computer,
normal.
iPad.
Normal.
I would assume. Yeah.
What else? What else is locked?
I don't know if there's anything else that you could put a password on.
You can lock your TV, can't you?
Okay. Well,
Are we going that far?
I'm saying like computer, like anything that you could snoop around, really.
Well, all my stuff is password protected.
Yeah. So is mine.
So.
I wouldn't say that's a red flag. I wouldn't say it's a green flag
more so like
either.
the way you worded it, I thought they meant they were like.
Oh, I did that on purpose.
Okay, well that was sketchy.
I would say beige flag personally.
I guess it's a beige flag, yeah.
Oh, and to note, I would say red flag for the first one.
Really?
Yeah, that's just starting off on the wrong foot.
Okay, fine. That's
Not that I think it's a big deal, but I don't think you should do that.
I mean, I don't agree with the lying part, but I just don't think it would be a big enough deal for me to consider it a red flag.
I think everyone wants to look better on their dating profiles than they may actually look in real life, but you're going to have to meet this person eventually, so you shouldn't lie about a physicality of that nature. All right, let's jump on to the next one. Someone who is a people pleaser and can't speak up for themselves.
Well, that's hard because I think you're a people pleaser.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And I don't think you like saying no to people.
I don't.
So I don't want to call it a green flag. I get that's where beige comes in, I guess, but I don't want to be beige on every damn flag.
Hey, you do whatever you want. It's your opinion. The viewers can make their own opinions here. Throw them up in the comments. This is very clippable stuff here.
Do I think that being a people pleaser is always the best? No, because it hurts yourself. And I mean, sometimes others get hurt too. It's just part of what comes with it. It's kind of I don't want to say a domino effect, but to a certain extent, I guess it is.
Yeah, I would say that if it's something that's causing an issue in the relationship where they are so much of a people pleaser that they can't say no to hanging out with friends when you have plans with somebody else or something of that nature, then that could be an issue.
I also forgot we were specifically referring to relationships.
Well, this is in the eyes of looking at a partner. It's not like red flag for it being a partner.
Got it.
This is the relationship corner.
Yes.
It's relationship-ish.
Got it.
So, you're beige on that?
Beige.
I would say red flag.
Why? You're a people pleaser. How do you even say that?
I can stand up for myself.
Go ahead.
Not specifically in this scenario. I'm saying that I view it as a red flag if it causes a problem in the relationship.
Yeah,
Like the scenario that I gave. If Mike were to text me right now and say, hey, come hang out with me, I'd be like, no, sorry. I'm doing our podcast.
Well, yeah, we're doing the podcast right now.
If they're that much of a pushover that they're like, oh, I can't say no to my friends, or I can't say no to so-and-so, whatever the case is. Like, example, if he were to call me tomorrow morning and he's like, hey, I need you to work. Sorry, no.
Hey.
I mean, I'd come up with an excuse, but
That's funny.
in my head, that's standing up for myself. All right, let's jump to the next one.
We just stand up for ourselves differently. I think that's what it is.
Agreed. Okay, so you go on a first date and you end up taking a picture together. Then they post on social media and tag you in it without telling you.
Red flag. Instant red flag. You're
Yeah.
doing that for a reaction from someone somewhere.
Well, not even that. Just give me a warning.
Well,
Be
yeah,
like, hey,
and that's not cool.
I'm gonna post the picture that we took tonight. Is that cool with you?
Tag.
I would.
If you posted it, so quickly, sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like that. But on top of the like posts alone being like, what the hell, you're also tagging me in it.
Yeah.
So like you're taking it to the next level. It's not only popping up on your page, it's popping up on my page.
Right.
I don't like that. Red flag.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Red flag as well. I would not be happy about that.
Yeah, we didn't post a picture together for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not really like
I'm into social media on a non-personal
business
level. Yeah. On a I don't even know how to describe it.
it's like
On a
business.
venture type thing. Not for my own friends and family to see.
Yeah.
Or so for some random strangers to like my content so I can turn it into something monetary.
Fair enough.
It's a little fucked up, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I post some stuff. Not of like my face.
Yeah. Hey, you do whatever you want.
Yeah,
We're not like huge on social media.
I'm not huge at like
I know the ins and
selfieing.
outs.
I got the basics down. I can find pretty much anything on social media. I'm like professional finder. But when it comes to the things I post, those are limited.
That's true. So that is the end of the relationship corner. That's all the red flag, green flag, beige flags that we have for you today.
Mostly beige.
I thought that was fun.
That was fun.
That would be a little entertaining, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Keep
like
us
that.
on our
So
toes.
just to let everybody know, I got all of those off of Google searching what are examples of red flags. So Google sees those all as red flags.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's
And maybe
funny.
that kind of swayed my opinion on some of them because I was looking at them in a different light.
Yeah.
But I just thought, and I was trying to find the ones that could be most lenient to, that weren't necessarily, some of them are like physical abuse, verbal abuse. I'm like, well, that's clearly a red flag. Nobody's going to think that that's not a red flag.
Agreed.
So I had to try and kind of teeter the line a little bit and also create this scenario that made it a little bit more in between as well. So I was thinking the other day,
Mm-hmm.
did your parents ever tell you anything that you found out later in life that wasn't true? I'm not talking like Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy or anything like that. But for example, my parents told me that if I sat too close to the TV that I would go blind.
Yeah.
Is there anything that sticks out? Was that one of the things that they told you? Is there anything that sticks out to you that you remember?
So many things. First one being if I stared at the microwave, it would fry my brain. Because I would put food in the microwave and I was like such an impatient child. I'm still kind of impatient, I'm not going to lie, but I was very impatient as a child and very hyper.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be like standing in front of the microwave, like jumping up and down, like watching it, like waiting for whatever it is to come out.
Yeah.
And that was always something they said, it would fry my brain.
Fry your brain. I bet you there is something to that, though.
There
I
might
feel
be.
like it's not healthy to stand directly in front of the microwave.
Another one that I remember, I feel like this is common for people though, is the light on in the car.
Yes.
That it was illegal.
I literally wrote that down. My
That's
mom would tell
funny.
me that all the time. I'm
yeah,
like, no.
my mom told me that too.
Yeah.
Those were like the only two that like really stick out to me.
Was it because it made it harder for them to see out of the car? Is that why they said that?
I don't know.
Or drew attention to them?
They just
Like,
didn't
it just
like
didn't
it.
even make
I don't know. Maybe
sense.
just because it like lit up the inside of their car. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Being a mom is stressful, so we can't judge why they said it.
I'm sure. I'm sure it is. Anything else that jumps out to you?
That's just the two that I remember.
I remember them also telling me that, like, I'd, make like an ugly face or stick out my tongue. My mom would say, like, if you do that too long, your face is going to get stuck like that. And I always took it seriously. I never took it as a joke. Crossing my eyes.
I remember another one. I love watermelon. You know I love watermelon. And
seeds.
Yeah, getting in your belly and growing a watermelon in
Yeah.
your tummy. Yeah, I remember that one too.
My parents never told me that, but I definitely heard that one from people at school and stuff.
I remember that. That's it. That's all I got.
When you were younger, did you ever go to like Hollow Scream or anything like that?
No, I didn't do any of that until adulthood.
I vividly remember in 6th grade going to Hollow Scream with my neighbor Jimmy and his mom and then one of our classmates. I think it was 6th grade. And I remember watching South Park. I think it was Imagination Land on his little... It couldn't have been an iPod Classic. It had to be like a step past that because it was in color. And he had bought the movie on iTunes. Not a touch. It still had like the little circle pad and then the screen. So it was like the classic style.
But it was in color.
But it was in color.
I don't remember one like that.
So maybe before the touch, but like after the original came out. I remember, I can't remember if I told my mom or whether Jimmy's mom told her that we watched that. I remember my mom being upset with me. Like I wasn't supposed to watch South Park.
Well, yeah, South Park is not a child show.
I was 11 or 12.
Yeah.
It's not like I was super young.
That's still young.
I know, but the things you see in middle school.
Yeah.
The things you talk about.
Yes.
I think I needed a little more exposure as a kid. I was a little too sheltered.
I know.
Some things I should have known, and I was just out of depth.
That's okay.
Yeah. I was also thinking about, I saw a TikTok, and it was talking about the most unhealthy snacks that you can have. Is there anything that you think back to, like either having as a kid or thinking a food was healthy and finding out later in life that it's super unhealthy? I don't know why, but I thought pudding was healthy when I was younger.
What?
Pudding.
That's silly.
And the list that they made, it was the top 10. Pudding was number 4 as one of the most unhealthy snacks that you can have. And thinking about it in my head, yeah, it's just straight, probably saturated fat and sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a dessert. I don't know why.
It
I thought
is a
pudding,
dessert.
I would have it for breakfast. Why would my mom let me have that for breakfast?
Because you were a picky child and she would let you eat what you wanted to eat.
Yeah, I was really picky.
I know.
Must have been terrible to feed.
That makes me very afraid for our future children. Both of us were picky children. Like, that's not good.
Oh, maybe that means they'll be adventurous. The opposite.
Could be.
You never know.
Yeah.
If I told you that pretzels were unhealthy, would you believe me?
Yes. I love pretzels and I know they're unhealthy.
Those flavored pretzel bites,
Mm-hmm.
second on the list of the most unhealthy snacks.
Oh my God, they're so delicious though.
I think it was specifically like a buffalo flavored
the Snyder's or whatever.
The
brand.
Snyder's. I mean, they taste so good. Yeah.
So good. Okay, what's number 1?
Oh, I didn't write down number 1.
Oh, what's the... What
Oreos
else?
were like number 6. Doritos were on the list. Puffed Cheetos and Crunchy Cheetos were both on the list.
Love both of them.
Yeah.
I love all of those snacks.
Oh, all the snacks on there. Delicious stuff. Pop-Tarts, of course, were on there. They were number 3. Yeah.
You know I got a weak spot for Pop-Tarts.
I like Pop-Tarts, but I'm that type of person that's going to break the edges off.
I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'm like,
it's
whatever.
like taking the crust off a sandwich.
That's why I like Uncrustables.
I'm that type of adult.
I like Uncrustables. That's the kind of adult
Uncrustables weren't on there, so they're not super unhealthy.
They're 10 grams of protein. They can't be that terrible.
Well, specifically the ones from Sam's Club are 10 grams of protein. If you buy them anywhere else, maybe I shouldn't say anywhere else. If you buy them at, say, Walmart, Target, Publix, anything like that, they're not going to be 10 grams of protein. I believe there's 6 grams of protein.
They are. And they're
10
smaller.
calories, 10 grams of protein. They're the big boy Uncrustables.
320 calories.
Oh, 320. Pretty good.
220 for the small ones.
Pretty good. We are just zooming through these topics. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about? I have another good one on here, though.
I did not come prepared for another topic, no.
Oh, that's all right. I come with the topics. I only have one more, so we might have to improvise after this. But this is one that I'm very passionate about. And I'm surprised we didn't get to it on the first 3 episodes. And I think that you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to preface this by doing a little bit of a description here. And I'll let you guess, and you're going to know exactly who it is. So this person, at 19 months old, got scarlet fever that left her blind and deaf.
I'm going to say the wrong name. I always mix them up, and you know that. And if I say the wrong name, I'm going to be castrated.
I'll bleep it out. I'll bleep it out. Go ahead and say it. Who do you think it is?
Keep going.
Okay, so she's the first deaf-blind graduate of Radcliffe, which is now Harvard, back in the early 1900s. She published 14 books and produced numerous articles. She also gave lectures and toured around the world giving lectures with the help of an aide.
I'm going to fuck it up.
It's Helen Keller.
I was going to say.
Oh my God.
I always mix the names up.
It's okay. I'll cut that part out.
Good idea. Don't do that.
I'll cut that part out. Don't worry. So here's the thing. With all the information that I've given you, going deaf and blind at 19 months old.
Oh, here we go.
You cannot possibly tell me, and I read the Wikipedia, so I am well versed on this topic here. There's no way that Helen Keller could read and write and talk and give speeches and write books and articles. I'm sorry. I just don't buy it.
I feel like this is a very controversial topic to be talking about.
No. Here's the thing. See, here's what pisses me off. So we've only had a podcast for a few weeks now. This is something that is near and dear to my heart that I've believed for a very long time.
I know you have. In the 5 years we've been together, this is not the first time I've heard this.
And please do prove me wrong in the comment section. I'm totally okay with that because I'm talking out of my ass here. But here's the thing. This woman's deaf and blind. I'm way too stupid. Even if I went deaf and blind now, I probably would lose the ability to even speak. You're telling me this lady's giving speeches in front of crowds and she's been deaf and blind her entire life? It honestly just doesn't make sense to me.
But like, why would they make up this story of her?
I think for good reasons. I think that they wanted to bring attention to disabilities, like being blind and deaf, and she worked with those associations. She was a huge advocate for people with disabilities, specifically deaf and blind people. So she got them aid. So not only would they get teachers and they would be able to go to specific schools and get specific help, I'm sure funding in some way. She raised a ton of money. But the thing is, she can't see or hear. How? If you could just touch.
Braille.
Yes, she learned Braille, but I just don't buy it. I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me.
Is it I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody help make sense of the Helen Keller situation for me, for my idiotic brain to comprehend, please, because I just don't. When I was looking online, it didn't say anywhere that she could hear a little bit or see a little bit. Total deaf and blindness since you're 1.5 years old. Like, what? I also heard online that She flew a plane. I don't believe that.
Oh my god.
That could be nonsense.
You're ridiculous.
I don't know. I'll leave it at that. To do what you will. Let me know how you feel in the comments, though. I'm not buying it. Propaganda. All right, we can talk about this real quick. Not that anybody's going to be interested, but I need adjustable dumbbells. If anybody has any good advice on what kind to get, I've been looking at the Nubel. I've been looking at MX Fitness, I believe is what it's called. And what's the other big company that makes the big adjustable dumbbells? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but there's 3 companies. Nubel's the most expensive, but I need something that goes pretty high in weight, at least to 80, 85 pounds, because I want to use it for shoulder press and, chest press, dumbbell presses, incline press. So I need something that's pretty heavy. Having a stand would be great, if anybody has any advice on that. But adjustable dumbbells are much more affordable option to getting normal dumbbells, because you can spend thousands of dollars getting regular dumbbells, but you can get adjustable dumbbells for under $1,000, around the $600 to $800 mark, and you can cover all the way from 10 pounds all the way up to 85 to 90 pounds in 5-pound increments.
Which would be nice.
Yeah, you can save a ton of money.
Yeah, and space.
Yes, and space. Yes, definitely. For sure.
That's always a big one for me because we have a lot of stuff, aka me.
I had a company reach out and send me an email today about making a video for their products. And they sell cases and external batteries, and they also sell Bluetooth speakers. But they're really, really cheap. So it makes me kind of wary. It's like, well, do I even want one? They didn't offer to pay me, so is it really worth it?
Yeah.
But I mean, you can always use another Bluetooth speaker. We only have one.
I could use a Bluetooth speaker for sure.
All right. Well, I can reach back out to them, say that I'll make them a video if they send me the Bluetooth speaker, but they're going to want me to do other videos of other stuff.
What other things did you say they had? Bluetooth speakers and what?
They have like power banks.
Mm-hmm.
And then phone cases, but I didn't see any phone cases for my phone or your phone.
Interesting.
Yeah, they had some Galaxy phones. I think some Google phones. They had iPhones, but not recent ones. I think for iPhone 11 was the most recent. It's like we got the 15 out now. You guys are a little out of touch here. But yeah, if you want the Bluetooth speaker, I'll show it to you. I'll get it sent in, make a quick little video, and it's all yours.
Sounds good to me.
I had my first achievement for my little side business. I finally sold one of the products that I got sent for free.
Yay!
Only one of them. And I sold it at a hefty discount. But I just wanted, it was a decent sized box. I just wanted to get rid of it. It was one of those mini stair steppers.
Yeah.
Viral on TikTok and stuff. So I was finally able to get rid of that, which was a good feeling. I just need to get rid of a lot more stuff. And I feel like I want to give it away, but at the same time, I feel like I should charge money for it.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know why.
I mean, you know me. I give away stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I'm propagating plants 100 times over, and I'm like, hey, you want a free plant? Always have intentions of selling them, but the way that I am, I'm just like, here you go.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're the same way.
Yeah, I am. We've been watching this show called True Detective Night Country.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody's out there and they have not started watching this show, there's 4 episodes out right now. They're going to be dropping a couple new episodes either today or tomorrow, which it's the 8th today, so this isn't going to be posted until the following week. But if you guys need a show to watch, True Detective Night Country, it's probably considered a drama, thriller, maybe a little sci-fi in there too.
Yeah.
But if
That's
you don't
good.
like sci-fi, still try it because it's more of a police type drama thriller than anything.
In Alaska.
Yeah, and they get you hooked real good.
Real quick.
Yeah, and then some weird stuff starts happening.
Yes.
Keep you guessing, keep you on your toes. Great acting, good character development. Definitely a top tier show. Highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm. I second that.
we just finished watching a show called The Outlaws on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
That is more of a lighthearted one. There's definitely some intense moments, and it still pulls at your heartstrings a little bit, but there's a lot of comedy mixed into it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
It definitely had us laughing out loud on many occasions. Every episode we were laughing.
Yeah, they had 2 short seasons.
Yes, 6 episode seasons, but each episode is an hour long. So still a good amount of content.
I just always want more.
Yeah. I think it could have ended at season 1, though. I think season 1 was better than season 2.
I agree. Season 2 was just kind of like...
We lost interest like halfway through, but then it kind of pulled us back in towards the end. It got a little more intense. And then I felt like they did this big rap package at the end, which is kind of what you want from a show.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you kind of want them to leave you wanting more.
Yeah.
That's what makes you think back to a show. But it was still a fun show. I still enjoyed it. Something good to watch. Outlaws on Prime. That's a good one. I'm trying to think if we've seen anything really good lately. Other than True Detective, I can't really think of anything.
We just started Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I like it so far.
I do too.
Yeah.
We are already hooked on it. We're like 2 episodes in.
I like Donald Glover as an actor.
I'm terrible with names.
He's the main character, John.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think he's a good actor. You think he's a little awkward?
He is,
but I mean that's the character.
But
he's
I was
playing.
gonna say that I think it's part of the character that he's playing. He just comes off as like an awkward person. Let's just leave it there.
Yeah, but I think that's intended. It definitely.
Yeah.
I like it so far. I think it's going to be a pretty good show. The 2 main actors have an interesting dynamic going on.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool to see where that goes. So aside from TV shows, I'm afraid to file my taxes this year.
I'm afraid every year.
I mean, I haven't got my W-2 from my previous job, so that's been holding me back from at least going through the process to at least see how much I'm going to owe. But with everything that I did in 2023, like pulling money from different places, selling certain things, I'm afraid that I'm going to owe a ton of money. And with everything that I'm seeing on social media, people are paying in a lot more than they expected. So I don't want my W-2 jobs to also require me to pay in, plus everything else that I'm going to owe from 1099 and all the other things.
Are you going to go get them filed, or are you going to file them yourself?
I'll probably just file them myself. A lot of it's easy enough. I haven't done anything to the point where I don't know how to do it. All of it's forms, and they're all going to have a number that I can plug in, whether it's from crypto stuff or stocks or the 401k stuff, W-2s to put in, 1099s. It's all just plug in a number and it'll have all the information on there, and then you just double check it, make sure it's correct, and then I should be fine. But yeah, I think I'm going to owe a ton of money, which kind of sucks because my savings account is going to get drained, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you won't owe as much as you think. Maybe it'll even out, especially because you worked that other job.
I just didn't make that much money last year.
Well, you also had a lot of taxes taken out, so maybe that'll work in your favor.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess I'll find out once I go to file everything.
I miss being in school. I used to get like $3,000 back every year.
For like a student
break? I think it's...
For taking out loans? How does that work?
I don't know. Probably for taking out loans. Who knows? I just know.
I don't think I ever got a tax break.
No, it's like
an
education something. Education. I don't remember what it was.
Does it matter how much money you make, though? Like if you make too much money?
No, I mean, since I've been working, because I was in school for 4 years, and 2 of them I was, so it didn't matter. But as soon as I stopped claiming the school stuff, I started owing significantly more money. And I mean, I only took loans out my first 2 years of school. The last 2 years I paid out of pocket. Yeah.
Well, I know they just passed something in the House or Senate, one of the two, some form of tax bill just got passed, and I think people were happy about it. I think it was going to be applied retroactively to help get people more money back. I don't really know how it's going to apply. I get all my information off TikTok, so I don't know how reliable that is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But they said you didn't have to do anything with your taxes. It was all just going to be retroactive, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I can get that filed soon, so I have to contact that other job, and I don't know if I have to reach out to HR or whether somebody at the building might just have my W-2 form there. But a lot of everything's electronic now. I prefer the paper. I want the paper copy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like that more.
Just because it's tangible and it's there.
I mean, it's probably terrible that I do it, but I still get the electricity bill mailed here.
I get the water bill mailed here. I don't want to forget to pay it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little reminder for me.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, guys. This was a fun one. I think we had some hot topics to talk about, some hot takes on some different things. So tune in next week, and we'll see you for episode 5. Thanks for watching.